welcome back to another video. I'm Gunner here, and today we are going to make fire that don't include matches, lighters, whatever you can make a fire out of with that doesn't start a fire by itself.
And what's the first step?
Getting fuel.
Fuel, okay.
You get to watch me get fuel.
Cool. Let's get some fuel. All right, so you start out with little twigs, little bitty twigs. Yep, like that. And then you work up to a little bit bigger stuff. See, like these little sticks would be good. Even this one, see how little they are? Little bitty twigs. You work your way up and get a little bit bigger. Right, a little bit bigger. Even some of this cedar bark here, this juniper bark is good. Tinder. Tinder is what we're looking for to start the fire. So you get some of that. You don't just rip big pieces of it off, but that's probably enough right there.
Like this?
Yep, perfect. Okay, now get some little bit bigger sticks.
Hi. So we're going to start with the tinder, the twigs, the sticks, and the logs. Now, when we do this, we will be using not matches. Just a reminder, we are not using matches, lighters, any fuel. Well, like fuel for lighting fires without touching the wood. We will have to touch the wood. Always safety first.
Got some water standing by?
Yeah.
Okay, just in case. All right, now what do we have to start our fires with?
We have this one. It just came in about maybe a week ago. This one. This one. This one. This one. And this one.
Okay. All right, good. So here's our fire pit. You think it'd be a good idea to maybe flatten that out a little bit and make us a good surface?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Oh, I'm pretty low. Okay, so this is the first one we're gonna start out with. It is this one, last one. We might need to cut the video so someone can show me how to use it. See you later.
So the first thing we need to do is take some of our tinder, which for our tinder we're using this juniper bark. So you can crumble that up like that. Just crumble it up in your hand and it makes it real kind of nice and fluffy and some dry stuff to work with. Okay, and then you just put it right in the middle in a little pile. Right there. Okay, just like that. Take a little bit more. Right here. See, it's just almost powdery. Okay, that's probably enough. All right, so we've got a little bit of air that can get in there, because what does a fire need? It needs three things, right?
It needs fuel, water,
no,
air.
It doesn't need water. It needs fuel, air, and a heat source, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so this kit it's just a little spark maker.
So.
Yep, that's exactly how you do it right there. Now, it may be a little bit hard for you to do it with that little small one. Okay, let me
Here,
see.
I'll do camera.
Okay, so
I'll watch camera.
all we're gonna do is probably need to separate these a little bit. It'd be easier if they were a little separated. All right, so untie them. take the rod. This rod has a certain kind of metal on it that makes sparks. See? Okay, so this one's a little harder to do, isn't it?
Yeah. This is probably going to be the top last one.
And once you kind of wear a piece, once you kind of wear the corners down, it gets harder and harder to actually make a spark.
When are you going to start? I think there's a little fire in there.
Nope.
No spark.
Okay, so we gave that one a try, and that one will work, but I think you might need to use the little Firestarter bundles that came with it. So the next one, what do we have here?
We have
The Ferro stock. So it's the same concept. Use the flat side. You got to press it really hard to get the spark going. Okay.
What if we make a fire? I'll hold the phone. Oh, there's a big spark going.
That one, it's just too hard to, with them tied together like this, you've really got to untie them to get be able to get a good stroke on it. So what if I use this? So the Ferro rods are kind of hard. Okay, what's next?
This one.
Okay, so this is actually magnesium. So what you do here is this part of the bar is made out of a metal called magnesium that burns really hot. Okay, so you shave some magnesium shavings off, and then what you do is you make a spark with the Ferro rod right here. Okay, and inside this one, take that cap off, twist it. Oh, there you go. There's all your tools. There's some shavings already made, but we're not going to use those. We're going to save those. And also a little piece of wood, little wax piece of wood for a fire starter, and a blade to shave the shavings. So I have a pretty good feeling that this one's going to work pretty well. So let's do this. What you do is first you file some of the shavings off. Okay, so you see how those shavings are on there? What I really want to do is get those in more of a pile.
We should have just made a pile of them with the sticks.
No, it's kind of hard to do.
Why we can't just use the thing? Here, I'll do the camera.
Okay, and then you make a spark. And your goal with the spark is not to catch the wood on fire, but to catch the magnesium shavings on fire.
Oh, we got one on a little fire.
There. So let's do it this way. Let's use the prepared piece. We still got a little smoke going. What this is in a windy conditions, you've got a bunch of shavings on the piece of a piece of duct tape. Okay, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to rob some of this from it, some of these shavings that I've already shaved off. I'm going to put them right inside that ball of tinder. Okay, now get some sparks going on that. There. Okay, get some sticks. Now you gotta be ready with your sticks. Gotta be ready with your twigs.
Well, Dad, I'm the one behind the camera.
Okay, put on your twigs. You're sitting on them though.
Okay, for the sticks.
Nope, we need more twigs. Okay.
Starting right here. This might be the goodest one here. This takes a little while.
Okay, the little ones. Got to put the littlest ones on first because they'll catch fire easier. There you go. Oop, let's get that out of there.
What? Oh.
Now, when I'm blowing on it, what is that doing?
Well, you were making the fire. It probably seems, you people that love YouTube probably, it seems like he's trying to blow it out, but he's not. He's trying to make the fire. It kind of sounds confusing, I know.
But what is it doing when I'm blowing on it?
Well, it's making the fire bigger.
But how?
So, like, it needs, one of the things is oxygen. And so, when you get oxygen, the more oxygen, the bigger the fire.
That's exactly right. It doesn't matter how much fuel you have. If the fire can't get oxygen, if it can't breathe, it's not going to burn.
Why are you just blowing it to me?
Okay. So, out of the two different types of fire starters that we use, the Ferro rods
And the magnesium.
and the magnesium rods, which one was better?
Guess.
I'm asking you to guess.
Well, just guess right in the comments below. And we'll check your comments later, and let's get to another set.
Okay. All right. This kit here, this is just a little survival kit that I bought at the sporting goods store a few years ago. Never really opened it. I just kind of put it away. But it's got a fire starter in it. It's got several things, but really it's got a fire starter that I think is pretty simple. So the ones that we tried before were the Ferro rods and the magnesium rods using natural wood tinder, which is just this juniper bark. But this one has some little waxed cotton tinder packets with them, as well as just a little sparker like you would have on, say, a cigarette lighter. So all you do,
Fire's getting real, Dad.
fire's getting big, huh? Built a good fire, bud. I think just kind of flare these out, just kind of make them fuzzy. All right, and then you can just make the spark. And there you go, there's a fire. That was pretty easy. I'm gonna put it out so I don't waste it. but so I'll do
When
it
I
again.
said the fire's getting real, I turned to the fire and let him see it.
But keep it on this. So all you do is just a sparker, just like you have on a cigarette lighter, and a little cotton wick, a little waxed cotton wick, and you just spark it 2 times, and you have a fire. These are pretty easy, much easier than the ferro rods. The ferro rods will work, but it takes a lot of effort to get it going.
Hey, Dad, could I try?
Sure. You want to try that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hard.
Here, try it first without the thing. Just practice. Just with your finger. No, use your finger like this. Hold it with your thumb and your fingers, and then with your index finger, just snap it.
Okay.
Yep. Just got to be kind of sharp with it. Just hit it hard. Oh, there you go. Okay. Now I'll hold this and you spark it. One more. It's a little tougher, I think, for a kid. Here, hold the camera.
It's really...
Here, hold the camera.
But it's really easy for a grown-up. See?
Yeah.
It's not working.
There we go.
Oh.
So once you've lit this thing a couple of times, it doesn't light as easy again. But that is a good, easy way, and that kit wasn't expensive. You know, it was pretty cheap. Put it back in this little Ziploc bag. Put it back in here. This kit's got an emergency blanket, a compass, a whistle, a little fishing kit, some duct tape.
Hey, Dad, how much, by cheap, how much do you mean?
I don't know. It probably left less than $10. I bought it a long time ago, so I don't really remember. And it's in a little dry bag. So it's good to keep on the boat or whenever you're going to be in wet conditions. And then we've also got over in this kit, I didn't want to use these for our demonstration, but we've got some more of these cotton tinder packets that came with the ferro rods. So my guess is that those will be much easier to start a fire with using these cotton. Kind of rough that up. They've got a lot of wax on them.
Dad, are you sure that came with that? Oh. Oh. You're just trying to light the metal. Oh. Sparks. Sparks are flying everywhere.
You just got to hit it. It's a small target. And you don't have much control over where those sparks are going. So if I put it right here in this little crook of this rock and see it. Oops, see, it's really hard. It's not easy. And if you're out here, oop.
Now we're gonna unbox this one. Woohoo!
What is that?
It's a mirror.
An emergency mirror?
Yeah.
What was that?
A cup.
That's a cup? Okay. Cup, I think.
A grease pencil.
That is a cup. I think it's for boiling water. Okay.
A grease pencil.
Okay.
And a bag.
What's in the bag?
Oh, yeah. Okay. There's this.
That's probably don't take that out. That's a bivy.
Bivy.
So it's a little extreme weather survival shelter. Okay. We don't want to take it out of that bag because we'll probably never get it back in. What do you have there?
It is instructions to make.
Ooh, a spear.
Ooh.
Or a knife.
Yeah.
Well, so what does that mean that's probably still in the bag?
Fire starter.
Oh, another fire starter. What is that? Oh, it's another ferro rod.
A light.
A little carabiner light.
And a knife.
Ooh, a knife. You know what that is?
What?
That's a neck knife. So there should be a string in there.
Yep.
Yep. And you wear this around your neck. And if you need it, all you have to do is pull down on the handle, and there's your little knife. And you could probably, I'm guessing, also take that screw out, and then you can use this as a spear point, and that's what those instructions are for right there. Now be careful, that's sharp. Okay, let's put the...
I am capable of a knife.
Got a neat little Kydex scabbard. Put it back in there carefully.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to make the necklace. Where do you make the dang necklace?
Okay, we're going to run out of time, so let's keep looking at the fire starters. So there's yet one more ferro rod. We've got plenty of those. Let's just open this one. If I can do this with one hand.
No, hold on.
Okay. Yeah, so another ferro rod. This one looks pretty good size, but it's kind of in the middle. So we've got 4 of them. Put it right here, bud. Camera. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 ferro rod types and a magnesium bar. Okay, so oh, and there's a little striker. Now the striker, as long as you're using it with the waxed cotton tinder blocks, the striker works pretty good. It's actually probably was the easiest. But if we're using wood tinder, which one was the best, Gunner?
Probably this one.
The magnesium bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it really burns hot and gets that tinder started.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, one thing I wouldn't mind doing is just trying out this little boiling pot. So this is a cup that came with our Apocabox, and it is designed for emergency water purification. So if you're in a survival situation and you don't have chemicals to purify your water or a filter, well then what can you do to purify it?
You can get that cup
and boil it. Okay? So maybe we should start another fire and see if we can boil water in this and see how long it takes. Okay. We'll be back in a minute, folks. We're going to cut the video and we'll come back when we get a fire started. Okay, so we've got our fire started. Okay, so we got our fire started. Got our water right there. Okay, so then we got all of our tools. Now what do we want to do?
Get this cup.
We want to get that cup, get some water in it. You want to put some water in it?
Yeah. Let's do it.
I'm going to get our tools back out of the way so they don't get too hot. Just fill it up about halfway. Don't put too much in it.
Like this much?
All right, good. So look, we've got, if that's about an 8-ounce cup, so that's maybe about 7 ounces of water. Now, what the instructions said was that this cup was designed to be put directly into the fire. So we'll let that fire burn down a little bit. We built it a little bit too big, but we are out here, so we might as well have a fire, right, buddy?
Yeah.
All right. So be back as soon as that fire burns down a little bit, and we'll get started, and we'll time it and see how long it takes to boil a cup of water. Be back in a minute. All right, so we burned our fire down to a good bed of coals, and now we're going to put the cup in. Now this cup, I said it was designed according to the instructions to be placed directly into the fire, so we'll put it there. It's about as close as I can get without burning my hand off, and see how long it takes to boil. Yeah, see if I can move some more coals around it.
I want to see what happens if I put a rock in there.
You know, don't really put rocks in fires, especially our kinds of rocks, because they'll explode.
Why?
They just can.
I put a rock in the fire before.
All right, we'll be back as soon as it boils. All right, so we're about 7-8 minutes in now, and it's boiling, not heavily, but it's boiling probably good enough to make that water safe. Say if this was river water or water from a pond, it would probably be safe to drink at this point. It's been about at that level for about 2 minutes. I did move some more coals around it to just add a little bit of extra heat, but now I realize that I don't have any way to get that cup out of there without burning my fingers off. So you'd need you know, some pliers or a multi-tool or heavy gloves or something if you happen to have some oven mitts out in the bush with you. Those would come in handy. We don't have that. Did you bring any oven mitts? You did? You brought oven mitts. Where are they? Are you going to go back there in the kitchen and get them? That's not an oven mitt, that's a rock. Now it's broiling pretty strong, so that puts us at about 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes. So that's pretty good. You've got now 8 ounces of safe drinking water. Even if you say you had safe water to drink, but you wanted to have a hot meal, you've got your freeze-dried meals with you, and you wanted to make them hot, boil that water in that little cup right there. It doesn't take up a lot of space in a pack. It's pretty light stainless steel, and we got you some hot water. Sound good? All right, so overall, how do you think our fire plan worked today?
With the flint and steel, like these, I wouldn't say these were probably the worst. You can't really. Well, we have one more we haven't done because of Dad. Well, it's kind of the same one, just I can't get this thing untied.
Okay, so let's wrap up the video for the folks.
Bye, and be safe, and please be safe, and please have a wonderful day. Bye.
Okay, bye folks. Give us your comments, like and subscribe.